So this picture was taken on Robert Maxwell's yacht in 1989 aboard the Lady Ghislaine. He named it after his daughter, Ghislaine Maxwell. From left to right is Steve Ross, the CEO of Time Warner. There's Donald Trump. The short man is Senator John Tower. There's Mike Wallace, the 60 Minutes correspondent. And all the way to the right is Robert Maxwell, the father of Ghislaine Maxwell. Why is this picture important, you might ask? Well, for one, it shows that Donald Trump was friends with Robert Maxwell and Ghislaine Maxwell well before Epstein entered the picture. Well, Steve Ross there is a Zionist who has major ties to the mob, and Meyer Lansky, major Jewish Zionists who connect to the mega group. But let's just focus on the other four guys pictured here. Let's start with Mike Wallace. Wallace is listed in Epstein's and Ghislaine's book of contacts. He was also a radio personality at Interlochen Center of Arts and reportedly stayed involved with Interlochen his entire life. So if you recall, it was revealed just a few years ago that Epstein and Ghislaine procured underage girls from Interlochen, and Epstein even set up a scholarship fund called the Jeffrey Epstein Scholarship Fund and used the lodge cabin to target girls for his blackmail operation. So Wallace was close to Robert Maxwell and even did a tribute after Maxwell's death, which is archived at Vanderbilt's library. So fast forward to the year 2020. Trump pardons 2 Israeli spies, and this is important. Who did he pardon? He pardoned Aviam Sella and Jonathan Pollard. Who is Aviam Sella? Sella is an Israeli Mossad agent who was the recruiter and handler and operator of mega treason convict Jonathan Pollard. Sella was charged on 3 counts of espionage in 1987. This is just 2 years prior to when that picture was taken on Robert Maxwell's yacht. So this guy is the recruiter for Jonathan Pollard. Who was Jonathan Pollard? Pollard was one of the biggest traitors in U.S. history. He pleaded guilty to spying and giving classified information to Israel, who then gave classified information to the Soviet Union. In 1987, Pollard was sentenced to life in prison under the Espionage Act, and Donald Trump pardoned him late in 2020. Pollard flew with his wife to Israel on Sheldon Adelson's plane, and Adelson was a major handler of Donald Trump in his campaign to the presidency. He was the biggest donor to the Trump administration. Here's Pollard getting a hero's welcome. This is 35 years after obtaining U.S. nuclear secrets for Israel. There he is kissing the ground to the country that he truly belongs to. So now let's go back to the picture. So as I stated, in the middle is Senator John Tower. Senator John Tower is most famously known for investigating, actually covering up, the Iran-Contra affair. And Robert Maxwell, according to Gordon Thomas, was Israel's super spy, and he did a book on that. And this is where the information is coming from. Quote, Tower became the liaison for Robert Maxwell, a British publishing mogul and super agent for Mossad, to the White House and to U.S. government operations. The relationship began in 1984, and the soon-to-be retired Tower told Maxwell that his fee as Maxwell's personal consultant would be $200,000. Tower received his fee in 4 separate payments of $50,000 into a Swiss bank account. Tower arranged for Maxwell to meet with leadership of Sandia National Laboratories, a U.S. nuclear lab. Maxwell sold to Sandia a copy of PROMIS software that had a backdoor to Israeli intelligence, giving nuclear details to Israel.